Sam Corona fears that pouring from his tap is a blend of life-giving water and brain damage.
When I was younger, I remember going to the filtration plants and taking a tour of it and being told this is the safest drinking water in the world, right? When I was like 11, 13 years old. And here I am, 37 years old, finding out that there's lead inside the water.
Over the past 2 years, the Chicago Tribune tested water from nearly 3,000 homes. In nearly 70% of the samples, the newspaper found lead. In 3 out of 10 samples, lead levels exceeded 5 parts per billion, the maximum level the U.S. Food and Drug Administration allows in bottled water. It's a health hazard in cities across the United States and around the world. Lead causes brain damage, especially in children. Flint, Michigan recently stopped delivering bottled water to residents after declaring its lead water crisis over. Some cities, including Chicago, actually required lead service lines between the main drinking water line in the street and homes until Congress banned the practice in 1986. There's an irony here. The Great Lakes of North America are the largest source of fresh water in the world. Water from Lake Michigan is generally lead-free when it leaves water treatment plants here, but it becomes contaminated when it runs through lead service lines underground. And Chicago has more than 300,000 of them, more than any other city in America. Chicago's Park Service has shut off or removed half of its 1,200 water fountains, and it is leaving hundreds of others on around the clock to minimize lead levels. But it is not replacing all of its lead service lines.
I think the cost is one part of it. I think there's also just the public image of having claimed for many years that the water is fine.
The city's Department of Water Management told Al Jazeera in a statement, "Year after year, Chicago's water exceeds the standards set by the U.S. EPA lead and copper rule for clean, safe drinking water." Additionally, the Chicago Department of Water Management takes a proactive approach to mitigating lead in the water system. Chicago is also offering free water testing kits, but Sam Corona is still waiting on his.
Water is basic, right? We need it to survive, and it has a contaminant in it. So how is the quality of our lives of our residents if they're drinking contaminated water?
Waiting and hoping he and his family have not been drinking poisoned water all these years. John Hendren, Al Jazeera, Chicago.